Fresh 3542 is asking about Henry Parrish. Do you know anything about him?
No. Henry Parrish. Is that the young man that went to Pitt that's in the portal?
Henry
Fresh
Parrish.
3542.
I will tell you in a second because I don't recognize the name either. Henry Parrish is a running back at Ole Miss in the
Oh.
transfer portal. Now, when he came out of high school, that was in 2020. So he's still a pretty young guy. He was the 18th rated running back in the country, number 33 in the state of Florida, out of Columbus High School in Miami.
Now, see, we got to be a little careful there, in my opinion, because I think the running backs we have on our roster are all rated higher than him. Now, let's understand, he was in the SEC behind the SEC offensive line. So I'm not trying to discount the young man, but to think that he can come down here and have the exact same uh, career. And again, we also have Thad Franklin, a four-star recruit who was top 10 in his position. Cody Brown, a four-star recruit, top 10 in his position. You got Thad Franklin and Donald Chaney Jr. and Jalen Knight. And so we got these guys at a running back. I definitely don't think that we need to be, overdoing it at the running back position, but it's a good name.
Yeah, I
Good name.
saw Ole Miss quite a bit this season, but for some reason, I just don't remember him. Even though he had some pretty decent games against some good teams. His best game of the season against Arkansas, 18 carries for a buck 11. Had 11 carries against Alabama, 10 carries against Tennessee, 12 carries against Auburn. So he's played against some big-time opponents. 9 carries against Texas A&M for 58 yards. 551 on the ground, 5.2 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns for Henry Parrish.
Mm.
There are too many people in the transfer portal, too many players for us to keep track of. Or I'll just speak for myself, for me to keep track of.
It's always something, man. It's something I had to look down on just to make sure because as we speak that up, someone put in a crystal ball um, for Henry Parrish to Miami. Look at that. As we're sitting here talking about him. So there's that.
Yeah, and I can't really speak for these crystal ball prognostications because I'm going to take just a wild guess that there's a ton of folks at 247 Sports, and they're all credible people, I would think, to a certain extent, but I got to think that some of them are laser focused and really good at those crystal balls, and some of them may just see, okay, Ole Miss running back, where did he go to high school? Oh, you went to a high school in Miami. I'll take it a shot, give it a
His
shot.
running
And
backs coach just took the job at Miami.
yeah,
Miami's transfer portal U. And then the other thing that they've added recently is the whatchamacallit, the number that you add to it. So like a conference a confidence rating. So it'll be like, oh yeah, they put a crystal ball in for this 5-star to go to Miami, but it's a 1 out of 10. It's like, all right, dude, he really had to put that out there just to put it out there, huh? But hey, God bless him.
look at Falconer X here for a third time tonight. So Falconer X is just letting some people know. So this puts some things into perspective that I wouldn't have come up with. Should you donate a few bucks, cheaper than a sports bar with people who know nothing? You get great Miami information for less than your tip at the bar.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Hey, it's like I always say, man. I'm thankful for the opportunity here, and it's something I earned from just talking about the team I love, and now I have a weekly spot with my boy Mark. So we're just dropping the knowledge.
That's for sure. You always have a spot here, no doubt. So just to be clear, and a few people commented on this, and I looked it up just to follow up on the Owl Blades and DJ Ivy. DJ Ivy was the 353rd player, so a 3-star when he came out. Owl Blades was a top 100 player, number 12 cornerback. So I would think that they've got something to work with there.
He was rated that high.
Yeah, Al
Oh,
Blades.
hashtag reevaluation.
Let me
Good
grab him
Lord.
again here. So yeah, the 2018 class, 12th rated cornerback, 21st rated player in the state of Florida, number 97 overall.
Hey, hopefully that guy, resurfaces. And that's the other thing, man. What a lot of people miss in this recruiting evaluation is when you recruit these young people and you bring them in, we got to be able to design some schemes for them to be successful. All right. He's a 4-star recruit because of the way that he's a press man corner. Why would we bring him in to play off the ball zone, eyes, and hands? It doesn't make sense. That's not what he did well to come here. For years, I argued on here about Nicosi Perry. And I said, go 4 wide, excuse me, go 4 wide and let him be the quarterback that broke Culpepper records in the state of Florida, that had him there for Mr. Florida at the end of the year and finished second. Don't bring him here and run the under center spread, and he has to read defenses from under the center, and he has to fake it off. And we got to give a scholarship to a fullback, and we come out at tight end, and we only got 2 wide receivers out here. That is not what he did to make him the 4-star recruit. Now, we could argue how good Nicosi Perry was. I 100% get that. But I'm saying when we do this recruiting thing and we turn on the film and we look at what the young man does, why would we not want to bring what they did well from there here so that they can continue to be that prospect? Even take it to the National Football League level. If Cam Newton had to go and run Peyton Manning's level scheme, the Panthers would have got rid of him a lot sooner. But what did they do? They embraced who Cam Newton was. And eventually, it took a bit, but eventually he gets them to the Super Bowl and he wins an MVP because they embraced who he was offensively. They brought the read option. They brought QB power, something that Tim Tebow didn't get a chance to benefit from. They were up with the Broncos a little bit, but not so much. He didn't have an organization that went all in and said, nope, whatever you did to be successful and win Heisman's and beat Nick Saban in Tuscaloosa and win the national championship, we want to bring that here. So I bring all of that around to a lot of the players, insert name here, Ja'Cory Harris, Stephen Morris, Brad Kaya was black. He was right there with James Coley where we were kind of running a spread, so he was able to show out a little bit. But there's a lot of quarterbacks, more specifically, who what they did and then what they came here to do didn't work out. Tracy Howard, the number one cornerback in the country, Mark, number one cornerback in the country, goes undrafted because he came to Miami when he was a press man who had 10 interceptions in high school, not in a career. In his senior season, had 10 interceptions because he was a press field corner where they're going to throw that ball. And he's in your face, and you're going to try me, and I'm going to take advantage of it when the ball's in the air, and I'm going to bring it down. Then I'm going to give it to my best friend, Malcolm Lewis. He'll turn around and score the game-winning touchdown on you. We're moving on to the playoffs. But that's not what was happening at Miami. So, again, the reason why I get so passionate about that because it bothers me. Al Blaze Jr. was rated that high at corner, and we didn't even know that because we never got a chance to see a top 15 corner in the nation. Maybe a play against Virginia where they tried to throw a back shoulder fade and he timed it perfectly and swatted the ball down. That was beautiful. His open field tackling, his leadership ability, but he keeps everything in front of him and he'll come down and hit you, but he doesn't have the speed to run sideline to sideline or side by side with the Blazers. So he got bombed every now and again. Okay, so why do we put him in that position? Why we not have him in cover 2? Don't put him in deep thirds. Off cover 3, deep thirds, he can't run with them. So put him, if we're going to play a little bit of off, have it play off and cover 2 where he can sit in the flats and make sure anything that comes to him, if my guy goes, and that's the safety's responsibility. They throw it out, I'm right here. They throw a running back wheel route or flare route, I'm right here. keep everything in front of that young man so that he can continue to play at a high level. So that's just an example of Al Blaze Jr. But I think there's so many ways. Hell, I'll pull it into this year. Corey Flagg, a guy I've been very critical of. You look at him play, he's a throwback inside linebacker. Why is he on the field on third downs? Why is he on the field on second and longs? Why? Pull him out, have Avery Huff, your cover linebacker, come in. Have Wayman Steed come in, your cover linebacker. Put these young men in position. You got Keontre Smith and Wayman Steed, cover linebackers, on the field. We run a 4-2-5. Okay, how about this, Corey? You first down, second and short, third and short. When we know that they're going to run the football, we have you in the game, go get them. But we're not going to put you in a position to be one-on-one with a slot or one-on-one with a running back and get embarrassed. That hurts everybody. That hurts the linebackers coach, DC, Corey Flagg, and the team because he was put in bad matchups. But that's on the coaching. We got to know when and how to put our players in position to be successful. And I'm just hoping we don't have to have this conversation moving forward.